Hello there YouTube, this is Aaron again for another review. Today we're looking at the Walther Rotex Chamberlain 22. Of course, Walther is a gun that's made in Germany, so you know that it's gonna be quality and the performance is gonna be good. The Walther barrel ensures that it's gonna be accurate. So those things you can take to the bank for this particular gun. The gun has a walnut looking stock. I'm not sure what the wood is on it. Could be beech, could be walnut. But I tell you this though, it's a good feel. I don't know what it is about wood that just has that great feel in your hand. Especially when it's checkered as well as this one is. It just holds well to the hand. So I really do like that about the gun. Now the gun is compact. It looks a little long because the shroud has been added, and I'll talk about that in a moment. And how if you do get this gun, you can quiet it right down really cheaply, and we'll get into that in a moment. I consider this to be a hunting gun, and some of the features I'll talk about in a minute will explain to you why this is a hunting gun. It's not a bench rest gun by a long shot, but it is a gun that can be taken into the field and used on varmints and small game and with much success. And its accuracy will allow you to even go and do some target shooting and have some fun with your friends with. So that's a nice thing about this gun. The gun is regulated, so you're going to have a really good shot streak with this. I found in preliminary tests with it and croning it, it's shooting at 750 feet per second, and it's really staying close to that throughout the whole 45 shots that you get with this on one field. It's really a 50-yard gun. It's not a gun you're gonna stretch out there, okay? Because it's only shooting at 750 feet per second. When it gets down range, that pellet's gonna have a lot of drop to it. Is it to say that you can't do that? No, my gun is shooting at 700. My Wildcat right now is shooting at 700, and I shot out to 100 yards. You know, I think it was 3 3/4, 2 3/4, or either 3 3/4. Can't remember now. Holdover for the mill dots. But it can be done. But as it slows down, of course, we all know that the wind can play havoc on a pellet as its velocity decreases. So it's a 50-yard gun. I wouldn't push it out much further, especially if you're hunting with it. Now this gun comes with a thumb safety in its manual, and the nice thing about it is you cannot knock this safety off. I had guns where I knocked the safety off of them and they actually fired them. On this particular gun here, you can't do it because there's a mechanism here that prevents it from going off until you push it dead center. That disengages it and it pops forward. So it has a really good thumb safety on it. That is, as I said, manual. Now this thing has a field trigger, so it is nowhere near what you would consider to be a bench rest trigger. It's adjustable, but it's only adjustable for travel. It's not adjustable for pull rate. Therefore, what's going to happen is it's going to take about 4 pounds of pressure to pull the trigger, and we know that can work well in the field, but it's not going to work in a bench rest situation. So the trigger is not the greatest trigger in the world in that regard. Now it does have a removable 232cc bottle up here, and you can get extra bottles, and that would allow you to not have to take a field tank with you to the field and that sort of thing if you wanted to purchase that. I have no idea what the purchase price is. I tried to find that and I couldn't find that information on that. It comes with an 8-shot magazine, and that 750 feet per second was done with 15.89 GSB pellets. Now there is no suppressor on this gun. I want to get into this really closely for you. There's no compressor on this gun. When you see it, you're going to think it's got one on it. That's why you got to see your reviews, because it looks just like this thing has a suppressor on it. But it doesn't. Now this gun is Ken, and Ken has done this with a few of his guns that didn't have compressors on it. What he's done is he's purchased a Crosman. This is a Benjamin Trail. This is a Crosman Benjamin Trail moderator or suppressor on it. He says you can get this for $30, and he says it's already threaded. He said the only thing is the baffles in it are a little small. You may have to drill them out to get them to fit over the barrel. But for $30, you can quiet this thing right down with this Crossman Benjamin Trail moderator. So that's the gun. And let me talk about price. This gun costs $700. I think it's worth, again, every bit of $700. It puts it in an affordable price range. There are guns that are coming out now that are a lot cheaper than that. But this is one you might want to consider. Hence the review. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this thing outside and shoot it and see what it can do. And then come back in and do some closing remarks on it. Well, there it is. Let me just say this. There are 3 or 4 of you guys out there. I'm sorry, I don't know names or anything, but there are 3 or 4 guys that have responded and said, Aaron, have you ever shot the Walther Rotex? Review the Rotex. And, you know, this Rotex has been around for a while, I think 3 years or so. So it's, you know, it's a gun that's been out there, and so, you know, you want to try to do the newer stuff if you can. But let me just say this. This gun's amazing for accuracy. It goes up there with the top ones I ever shot. And I think it's just it's got a heavier bottle in the front, so it's kind of nose heavy, so it really sits down when you have it on the bench. That really made this thing light solid. I did not see hardly any shake in it at all when I was shooting it. And and as you all know, the Wildcat is a very light gun, extremely light. So there's always a little movement with that. But let's just talk about this group for a second, okay? You all saw it. I mean, this is 5 pellets, okay? 5 pellets, 2, but we got 3 in the same hole, and then 2 over here. And I'll take account for those right there, especially this one way out. That was more meat in the gun. But let me just say this, so I'm not comparing guns with you. I'm just saying on this how great this thing was to shoot and how it just stayed and just laid on the target. And as you can see, it really is, those are well inside a dime. And I think over here, if I were to take the dime off and put it over there, I got one outside the dime. But this gun is, as you guys have been trying to tell me, this gun is just dead on accurate. $700, worth every penny. The only thing I would say is this, again, as I said in the earlier video, that you really do need to get a moderator on it because it's not backyard friendly. And again, when you see this thing, when you see a picture of this thing, it's going to look like it has a moderator on it because it's got this big nose on the front. They may have done that for that purpose, but it serves no function as a moderator. So this $30 moderator here off the Benjamin Trail, with a little modification, will fit on it perfectly and quiet this thing right down to backyard friendly. So you're looking at $730 for a very good gun, and since it's been around for a while, again, you might be able to catch it on sale, or you might be able to catch it even used, and someone selling and save a few more bucks on it. But that's my review of the Rotex. In 22, shooting 18.13 grain GSB pellets, lights out, at a speed of 750 feet per second. Well, I guess, again, I'll be doing another video hopefully for you soon. Looking forward to that. Till then, let's keep shooting these guns and having fun with them. And don't forget to pass on what you know. That's what I'm trying to do. Thanks.